Hey friends, I've got a really cool device I want to give you a closer look at today. This is a digital thermometer for barbecuing, for cooking. It's made by Inkbird. So why get one of these wireless thermometers that allow you to monitor your food's temperature using your phone? Well, for me, it's because I multitask when I'm cooking and I have overcooked too many really beautiful pieces of meat on the barbecue over the years. This little guy seeks to solve that problem. In today's video, what we're gonna do is set it up for the first time and give you a quick demo on how it's used. All right, so let's go ahead and get this out of the box. Here's how everything comes packaged. We're gonna set it up for the first time with our phone so we can monitor our meat temperature as it's rising. Now, we'll say they've done a really good job with the presentation of this in the packaging. Makes you feel like you really are getting a good, high quality product. Here's everything that's included. We've got our main thermometer in its little carrying case and charging case. And we have the instruction manual, and then we actually have our charging cable. As you can see, this is USB-C. Now, again, I'm gonna say the presentation on this is outstanding. Check this out. This slides open like this. Really makes you feel like you are opening up something pretty special here. And then obviously you can see the thermometer is inside. So first things first, let's go ahead and give this a full charge. Again, we can place our USB-C cable in the back of the case. There's the slot right there. And then we'll put the other end into either a computer or again, your wall outlet if you have an adapter. Unfortunately, this does not come with a regular wall outlet adapter. We'll let that charge up. Again, there'll be a regular green indicator over here, a green light indicating when everything has been fully charged. Here's some quick technical specifications. Take note that the Pro battery life after a full charge should work for 25 hours. That is great. Now, while the case is charging, we can actually go ahead and download the app. And the app is what you're going to use to monitor your food and the temperatures values while you are cooking. Again, having this on your phone is really nice. That way you can be in a comfortable spot doing other things and still have a monitoring device. So we can either use this little QR code to download the app, or we can go to either the Play Store or the Apple Store and download the Inkbird app directly. So we're on my iPhone now, and here is what that link will take you to. You can see we got the Inkbird app right here that we can get. So we'll download that and then open it up for the setup process. So the first thing we need to note is that Inkbird needs to use our Bluetooth. Now this is how it connects to the device. So make sure to give the app permissions to use the Bluetooth. I'm gonna click OK here. So as you can see, it also wants to send you notifications. This makes it convenient. Again, it gives you alerts when your food is potentially done, things like that if you don't have the app open and in front of you. So again, I'm gonna allow it to do this. Now, once inside the app, you will need to set up an account with Inkbird. So what I'm gonna do is actually click the sign in button down at the bottom. And then as you can see, it's asking you for your login information. At this point, I'm gonna hit the register button down at the right-hand corner. Take a look at their user agreement, and if you agree, hit the agree button. I'm gonna go ahead and type in some new credentials, and then we'll click on register. Okay, after you register your account, you will then be taken to the main home screen of the app. At this point, we need to add the thermometer as a device. Now remember, Inkbird makes a whole bunch of different smart tech for your home. In this case, again, all we are doing is setting up that Inkbird thermometer. So let's click the plus button in the top right-hand corner. So as you can see, I'm highlighted on all devices. If you'd like to narrow that, you can actually move through the top here and select the type of smart device you're setting up. In this case, it's going to be the food thermometer. And then from here, we can scroll down, and as you can see, the one we're looking for is the INT-11P-B. Okay, as you can see, we need to make sure the device is fully charged and removed from the charging dock. So let's go ahead and remove the thermometer just like that. You can set it off to the side here. Okay, let's click next step. Again, as you can see, it has found the INT-11PB, and let's go ahead and confirm that that's exactly what we want. And the Bluetooth device has been added. As you can see, it's now on our home screen. We can click on this device if we want, and as you can see, it now gives us the ability to set a few things here. So what we'd like to do is to change this to Fahrenheit since we are here in the States. Let's go ahead and click those little three buttons that are above it. And as you can see, the temperature unit is the first setting we can do. Let's click on Fahrenheit. You also have a device offline notification. If for some reason this failed on us, we definitely would want to know, so I'll keep that on. We can also change the name here. Let's go ahead and change that to Inkbird Thermometer. As you can see, we also have a couple of different modes that we can choose from as far as a light or a dark mode. And then obviously you can see there's a few other settings here that you can adjust. And there we go. We're already getting internal and an ambient temperature there. We also have a target that can be set by clicking on that little target button up top. So tonight we're going to be working on a piece of tri-tip. So I'm going to click on beef. And then as you can see, we have a medium well option that's down there. In the event you like it medium to medium well, we'll click on that. And as you can see, the target temperature is going to be 140. Let me go ahead and hit complete. Okay, and at this point, we are now reading the internal temperature. Again, it's not gonna rise because we don't have it in the meat, but we have a target temperature that it's looking for. So let's go ahead and get this all set up with our piece of meat, and I'll show you how to insert the thermometer. Now, something you need to take note of. We're actually gonna be using this, obviously, putting it inside of the meat so that we can get a good internal temperature. But we actually need to have the carrying case within 5 meters of the thermometer. We then need to be within a close enough range to the carrying case in order to get our proper readings. So this is reading off of this, and connecting to this obviously is what gives us that range. So again, keep this carrying case close to your barbecue, to your oven, wherever else you are having the thermometer read from. Okay, here is our tri-tip. So let's go ahead and get our thermometer out of its case. Now take note of this. There is a safe line that is right up here at the top of the thermometer. So we actually need to insert this all the way into the meat so that it's covering up most of the sensor and the sensor doesn't get damaged in the heat. Now this is definitely a feature I don't necessarily like. I understand the need to keep things safe, but as you can see, that's a fairly significant amount of this thermometer that has to go into that meat. It would be very nice if it was just maybe a quarter of this, not something that has to be inserted that far. Again, if you have a thinner piece of meat, that would make things a little bit more difficult. Let's go ahead and get this in up to that food safe line. Okay, we've had to go in at an angle, again, just because our beef isn't super thick, but that should do the trick. Let's go ahead and get this on the grill. Okay, we're out here on the back deck. You can see I've got my propane grill going nice and good. If you're cooking on an open flame or hot coals, they really want you to be cautious with where this thermometer is positioned. So let's go ahead and get this onto the grill. Okay, we're out of the way of flame. Again, we have it in the upward position. We'll have to go ahead and switch this if we do flip this meat, but I think we're ready to let it cook now. Let's close this lid and get that thing going. Now, the next thing we need to do is actually get our case close to that thermometer. Again, I'm gonna stick it right here next to the grill on our shelf. Something is kind of nice is we have a couple of magnets down here on the bottom of the case, meaning it will actually hold in the upward position if you just wanna leave it there. So again, having that extra magnet is kind of nice to keep things in place. Okay, let's jump back in the app and just check things out. As you can see, we have our beginning measurements. The internal temperature of the meat is at 48 degrees now, so that's climbing slightly here. Again, this meat was refrigerated, so that checks out. Our ambient temperature, or the temperature inside of the grill, is rising, as you can see there too. It's currently at 279 and climbing higher. And again, our target temperature is 140 degrees Fahrenheit inside the meat. One of the other things that's cool, if you scroll down here, is you can see the ambient temperature rising. You can see the internal temperature as well. We have a nice little graph that we can monitor. So again, super cool tech when it comes to making sure your food is cooking correctly. Okay, we're about 10 to 15 minutes into our cook time. See, I'm getting a little bit of char, so I'm having to flip this piece of meat quite a bit. That comes to our first problem. The thermometer and having to flip this meat, I'm having to pull it out and move it to the other side of the meat. Maybe that can be solved by putting the thermometer into the side of the meat, but honestly, it's been a little bit annoying pulling it out and having to put it back in. Okay, one other thing quickly to note, that end of the thermometer is ceramic, but it gets extremely hot. Do not touch that with your bare fingers. It will burn you. Make sure you have something like an oven mitt to remove it and replace it if you're going to be flipping it like I did. Okay, we've reached our target internal temperature. As you can hear, the case is beeping to let you know that the cook time is complete. Let's check out our app. Sure enough, in the app, as you can see, we've reached an internal temperature of 149 and 150 now, so let's go ahead and pull that meat off. Okay, we've cut a cross section right near the thermometer. Now, taking a look inside, you can see that the meat looks to be more like a medium rare. Now, again, I'm not a meat specialist, but according to the temperature, this, in my opinion, should have been a little bit more done. So we may need to calibrate the thermometer just a little bit to make sure we are getting the exact results that we have been looking for when we adjust it to a medium setting. So there you go, friends. That is the Inkbird Bluetooth digital thermometer. Again, so many cool little features that it has. Hope that's helped in your buying experience. If it has, definitely hit that thumbs up button for us. Stay tuned, subscribe. We actually got a bunch more of these types of products to review with you guys, show you how they're used, give you some options for why it may be a good product for you to have. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again on the next one.